Okay, so it was not my intention to make a video today, but I felt the need to because originally I was going to make a video about underrated artists that you should get into based on my own music taste. I made a video about that quite a while ago, and when I unarchived that video from my channel because it's like super old, some people came back to me and were just like, you should do an updated version of this because I love finding new music through your channel. And I'm like, okay, word. So I was compiling a list of artists in my head who I wanted to include on that list. There's one artist who stuck out to me so much that I feel the need to give her her own video because I am obsessed with her. I literally just had to pause playing her music in order to record this, and I'm standing up, and because you know I'm gonna be moving around and shit. But essentially, if you're someone like me who loves bangers, just all of that good clubby industrial type of stuff, then I have somebody for you. Her name is Chernoburkv. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I was saying Chernoburkv for a very long time, but I'm realizing the V is probably supposed to be an A because she's a song called Dreambreaker Beat, and for the longest time I thought it was Chernoburkv, and I thought it was something in Russian, and then my Ukrainian friend who speaks Russian, shout out Nia, told me that no, I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to be Dreambreaker Beat, and I'm just like, oh shit. So forgive me, Chernobyrk. I call her Chernoburkv. Anyways, you can see her name on screen wherever I decide to put it. Holy shit, does this girl hit? And I don't say that lightly. It's very rare for me to rave about an artist this much, but I am raving about her, and I am raving to her music. I will become a DJ just to force her music on other people because it is that good. It's like a mixture of the clubby bangerness of Shy Girl mixed in with the industrial drum and bassness of like somebody like Death Grips or Lustig Puppy. She doesn't scream on a lot of her tracks, but damn, they are experimental and they are good. And not all of her tracks are super out there or crazy. She just has some general like very standard club hit bangers mixed in with trap music, mixed in with funk. Not F-U-N-K, but P-H-O-N-K, which is the very Eastern European style of like the cowbell. The genre of music went pretty viral on like the internet quite a while ago, and it's still pretty popular. When I say that this girl does not miss, she does not miss. She's never missed a day in her life. It is astounding to me how little people know about her and listen to her. I found a few of her tracks on a few of Spotify's algorithmic playlists, but for the most part, she's around like 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and her top track only has like 6 million plays, and that is insulting, in my opinion. And when you are a Chernobyl fan like me, every day is Christmas because this girl releases music so frequently. She released an album last year called Checkpoint with Sensi Affect, who's a producer who she frequently works with, and okay, Invis, Groove, Power Slide, Virus, Talks, just hit after hit after hit after hit. It is some of the greatest electronic music that I've ever heard. She's such a great rapper and singer, and the way that her vocals are mixed into every song is very, ooh. Her earlier stuff is a lot more subdued and it's a lot more deep house, but as she's progressed on, she's dipped into different types of genres. She even has quite a few indie rock inspired tracks like her song No Smoking, but the very first song that I ever discovered from her came from my Discover Weekly Spotify playlist. It's called Trains. There's the name of it in Russian that I got translated for me by a friend. That song to this day is one of my favorite tracks like ever. She has so many songs that I would consider like very inspirational to the type of music that I make. I seriously cannot say enough about this girl. She is an incredible artist, and like it is my personal goal now to make everybody listen to her music. There are a few songs that she has that if I could rip from her and put into my discography, I totally would and not change a thing. So I would say a few of my favorite tracks from her are probably Katana, Height, Platform, Dreambreaker Beat, Invis. Oh, Invis is such a banger. That was like one of my top songs of last year. Strike, Trains. Oh, groove, power slide, cry baby. Wow, that is a great song. It's called Plaksa, and if I ever learn Russian one day, I have no idea why I would. It would just be so that I could listen to her songs and her lyrics, because the times I have gone and translated her song lyrics into English so I can understand them, they're very poetic. They're very beautiful. And I don't know how big she is in the Eastern European Russian sphere of music, because I find that a lot of really popular Russian artists do kind of cap out at around 200,000 monthly listeners, and she has around 100,000, which for a Russian artist who sings predominantly in Russian and posts stuff in Russian constantly is pretty damn good. But from what I know about her popularity in North America and the Anglo sphere of electronic music, she's not very popular. I have not met a single other person who listens to her. The times that I have introduced people who like this type of music, they've really liked her, and I'm sure if you're one of those people who's into those kind of artists, if you're into that, go stream Chernoburkv. I've said this before in other videos, but for whatever reason, the Russian language really tickles my brain, especially in music. I also just really love the way it's spoken. It sounds very harsh and brutal, but when it is sang or rapped, especially Russian rapping, oh, chef's kiss. And I prefer it over English and Spanish, and that's saying a lot, being English as my first language and Spanish as my second. I think that's pretty crazy, because most of my tracks on Spotify, it like goes, I have the most English tracks, then Spanish tracks, and then very close to Spanish is Russian. And Russian is a language that I have no personal connection to, other than I just think it sounds so fucking good in music form. Something about, call me crazy, I think it's like a gene that Russian people have to make really good electronic music. They just do. And Chernoburkv, I think she has quite a lot of projects. She even dropped an EP this year, and she's still continuously dropping music, and it's all like hit. I need that clip of Whoa Vicky going smash, because that's how I feel about this girl. She has a great sense of melody and what is so catchy. Sometimes I will just be sitting, doing whatever, and my brain will just go, "Я не буду плакаться." And she did an album with another producer named Kraspor that I also love. One of her most popular tracks is called Eclipse. Here's what it's called in Russian. Chef's Kiss, also one of my favorite songs of hers. I feel like she deserved a video all to her own, just because it's very upsetting to me how little people in my sphere of enjoying this kind of music know about her. And I feel like, okay, you have just been exposed to a treasure trove of great music. Once this video is done, I will probably return to my laptop, go put her entire discography on shuffle, and just be adding songs as I go. She is easily shot up to be one of my most played artists like ever, according to my last FM. There is not a time where you could play me Invis and I would skip it. Instead of having a 10-15 minute long segment in a video about underrated artists you should listen to solely just about this one artist, I decided to split it off into its own video, because that's how much I adore this girl. Chernoburkv, if somehow this reaches you, shout out to you. Keep fucking doing what you're doing, because you're doing it so damn well, and much love from probably your biggest Canadian fan. And if you ever decide to come on tour, hit me up to open for you in Toronto. That would be a dream come true, and I love you. She's living her best life too. If you follow her on Instagram, she was in Dubai like a few months ago, and I commented something like, yeah, what she said, because I don't speak Russian. She liked the comment because I don't know if she speaks English. She probably does. Yes, that is what I had to say. I've said it. I've made my peace. I needed to like stand for this because I've been so hyped to record this video, to tell you all about my love of Russian industrial electronic music. Technically, the term for it is industrial drum and bass, industrial hip hop, And Chernoburkv definitely leads more on the club house side of things. With the exception of a few tracks, there are some tracks that are really kind of out there. Like she has a song called Dopamine that is just funk, PHONK. No Smoking is pretty much an indie rock track. Something like Talks would honestly fall more to pop punk even. She kind of does it all. I appreciate the hell out of her for it. I hope that you can find one of your new favorite artists, as I have via Spotify's Discover Weekly thing, but this time through me. But, you know, stay put for more music recommendations, because I do still want to make that video of underrated artists that I believe you should get into, because I know quite a few of those. Yeah, I will probably record that video right after this one, because I feel like I have a lot to say. Much love. Go stream Chernoburkv, because I love her. You should love her too. I will maybe put up a list of like my favorite songs of hers, plus like maybe a little chart of if you like blank, then you should check out blank, 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 blank of hers. She deserves so much more recognition, and hopefully this video will just give her like a little bit more. Even if she gets like 1 or 2 new fans who like a song of hers, that's my job well done. You're welcome. You're welcome to the people who are listening to her, not to Chernoburkv. Thank you, Chernoburkv, for making music, because I love you. Yes, much love. Okay.